Astrocyte verse might possibly be one of the most underused Warlock exotics in the game. The reason? Blink. In fact, this last week when I committed to using Blink for an entire week, everyone who saw me playing said, I hate Blink, I hate Blink. I never use Blink because I hate Blink. Well, I'm here to tell you, maybe you should try Blink because it ended up being a lot of fun, and the reason why I wanted to commit to a full week is because I'm not used to using it. Like, I don't know how to use it. Well, I didn't know how to use it. Now I'm way better at it, but I'm not like an advanced jumper just yet. But I will say Astrocyte verse, at first I was like, what exactly is this doing? Because I don't notice too much of a difference. But when it comes to getting the distance that you need for certain blinks, it brings it in line with the other Warlock jumps. So let's begin. This is not an ability build, which is strange because all of my builds are ability builds, meaning that one ability will feed another, which will feed another, which will feed the original ability, and you just keep killing things and doing things in a circle, and your guns just kind of complement it. Well, this is actually focusing more on a gun. To be specific, you want an energy weapon in your, or void weapon in your energy slot, like we do right here with Gnawing Hunger. I chose Gnawing Hunger because it's quite possibly my favorite auto rifle in the game. I had a Gnawing Hunger before that had a ton of kills on it, and I had to reset it because that one was being reset, and then I had to go refarm for this curated role. You can't get the curated role anymore because they removed overflow from it, but I recommend something like, what do they have on this? Look, I don't even know. Let's take a look. So if I'm going to recommend Gnawing Hunger, it's kind of silly of me to tell you what to put on this gun when I don't even know. Oh, okay, yeah, tap the trigger and subsistence. Honestly, I would go with subsistence. It's the closest thing that there is for overflow, but the rest of the gun is there. You can get a petted mag, you can get arrowhead break, you can get rampage. And then, of course, this has a handling masterwork. Normally, I'll slap range on by default, but guys, this gun is so good. Just do the handling. This is just amazing. You can technically use any void energy weapon. Just make sure you're getting a lot of kills with it because that gun is going to feed orbs. And orbs play a significant part in this. Well, okay, they play a normal part in this build. We're not using grenades quite as much as we do for all of the other builds. And in those builds, grenades will give you super energy really fast. We don't have that. So we are relying on orbs to get our super energy. That begins with Harmonic Siphon. Harmonic Siphon is going to create orbs whenever you get void killed. Rapid weapon final blows with damage matching your subclass type, so void in this case, will create an orb of power. Now those orbs do three things. First of all, orbs always give you super energy, so we'll take orbs all day long. So when you pick up an orb of power, it will heal you. It'll give you back half of your health because of recuperation. That's on that middle row there, and recuperation goes on your boots. Half of your health, guys. That's insane, especially in in-game content or end-game content where your friends are making a ton of orbs. Well, that's why we have Gnawing Hunger. But the other thing is on the top row, we have Absolution, and Absolution is going to feed all of your abilities. It's going to give you grenade energy, it's going to give you melee energy, and it's going to give you class energy. And the class ability, that is a huge part of this build. We've got 3 different things generating rift energy for us, and this is super important. So Focusing Strike will grant you class ability energy when you cause damage with a melee attack. I don't think that has to be a charged melee. It's just, without a charged melee, you could just go smack something in the face and boom, you've got a little bit of energy. And then Bolstering Detonation grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade. So again, you don't have to get a kill, you just have to do damage with the grenade, and that's really easy with this build. So our melees and our grenades give us class ability energy. Now, that Harmonic Siphon, when we pick up an orb of power and we're going through Absolution, remember Absolution feeds all of your abilities, we're going to focus in on that class ability. Now, when you put your rift down, it can be a healing rift, it can be a damage rift, whatever you want. But when you put that rift down, it's going to do 2 things. We're going to get a Child of the Old Gods, which is going to be really fun for applying debuffs to enemies. And then we also have Bomber. In fact, we're going to have 2 bombers. double bomber is going to give you more grenade energy than a single bomber. So that's one of my favorite mods. Double bomber, definitely the way to go. And the reason why I wanted to feed the grenade a little bit, even though this is centering on rift energy, is because, well, it's just hard to not have grenades. Grenades are still super important, and we're still going to use Ashes to Assets on the bottom row there to feed us super energy with grenade kills. Another thing is that when you look at the top row, we have Gnawing Hunger there, creating the orbs. And when you pick up those, so it's not just orbs. When you're getting the void kills with that mod that we have there at the top, we're going to also create elemental wells. So we're creating orbs and wells. And I put the Seeking Wells on there because when you're just standing there shooting things, you're not going to be moving around. It's not as mobile as the other builds. So you want those wells to come to you. And hopefully you'll be charged with light all the time without even really trying. Now, when you're charged with light to the middle row there and you toss a grenade, so charge with light, toss a grenade, that grenade is going to heal you. So you're getting healed from grenade kills and you're getting healed from picking up orbs. Pretty good deal. Okay, let's take a look at where all these go now. Harmonic Siphon and Ashes to Assets belong on the helmet. You can't put them anywhere else. They are helmet mods. And then in the last slot, we're putting Elemental Armaments. So you're going to get those void kills, and those will drop those elemental wells. On the gauntlets, we're going to have the armor mods Focusing Strike and Bolstering Detonation. And then we're going to put Elemental Charge in the last slot to give us that charge with light stack whenever we pick up a well. On the chest armor, you can have sniper damage resistance, you can have melee damage resistance, arc resistance. If it's a solar chest armor, you can have solar resistance, although we're not doing solar today because the last mod has to be on an arc piece. The seasonal mod for Season 18 is Thermoshock Plating for solar and arc damage. I'm sure you'll have the same mod for different energy types the following season. Use your judgment. Concussive Dampener, that's for AoE. Look, for those middle two mod slots, customize it for whatever you're going into. If you're going into something with a ton of snipers, I'm not against double sniper damage resistance. They are useful and they do make a difference, but those two are up to you. But what we do need to put on here is the Seeking Well mod. Again, it's only on an arc chest armor. So elemental wells you create will move across the ground toward nearby players, including you. On the leg armor, this is... I almost always run solar, and if you do my builds, you already have this created. I generally like to put like mods with like mods, so we have Absolution to feed all of our abilities. We have Recuperation for health. We're going to put Heal Thyself. Now, while you are charged with light, Grenade Final Blows heal you and consume 1 stack of charge with light. So, you should never run out of stacks of charge with light. You really shouldn't. Finally, onto the Warlock Bomb. There's our double bomber, and we're using Supercharge. So, if you put on Supercharged alone, you will get 4 stacks of charge with light. If you want the max of 5, you got to put charged up on another armor piece. I honestly don't think that that's necessary. Looking at the Voidwalker Warlock subclass, I am still doing Cataclysm Nova Bomb. Hurl an explosive bolt of void light at a target. Yeah, it's Slova. It's just Slova, guys. Have fun. It's my favorite. Then we have the Healing Rift. You can also do Empowering Rift if you'd like. It depends on your playstyle. I prefer healing because I like to dive in and get in trouble. This should be Blink right here. And then we have Pocket Singularity, which is the only melee. Vortex Grenade. I normally go with Axiom Bolt Grenades. These are my favorite on every subclass. But the reason I went with Vortex is because usually when I'm charging the Axiom, so holding down my grenade key, I'm floating through the air. And the problem with Blink is when you're blinking and while you're coming out of the blink, your reloads get reset, your grenade charges get reset. So just throw a Vortex Grenade at things. You don't have to charge it, just boom, have fun. So the reason why we want to feed class ability energy on this is because of Child of the Old Gods. Cast your Rift to create a Void Soul. When you damage a target with a weapon, your Void Soul flies to them and drains them, doing damage and weakening them. This is really useful against bosses. And it's also just really fun against a bunch of bad guys. So when a target is being drained, you are you are granted grenade and melee energy if you are running Healing Rift, or health if running Empowering Rift. So I kind of forgot to add that part. You are getting grenade and melee energy from using this thing, and I'm using it all the time. I really didn't have a problem with my ability uptime on this build, so Child of the Old Gods. Defeating a target who is being drained by your Void Soul grants class ability energy. Again, this is super important because we need to keep the class ability up to have access to this at all times. Feed the Void. Defeat a target with a Void ability to activate Devour, and then while Devour is active, Final Blows restore health and extend Devour. So throw down the rift and then chuck a grenade, or chuck the grenade and throw down the rift and start shooting things, and as things die, you continue to heal. It's really a nice little perk. Fragments, now these are different. These are very different from my Nezarec Sin build, so if you're rocking Nezarec Sin, pay attention. We got to swap these out. I went with Echo of Leeching. Melee Final Blows start health regen for you and nearby allies. Echo of Undermining, your Void Grenades weaken targets. The target takes increased damage and has their movement speed slowed. Afflicted combatants have difficulty firing accurately. Echo of Persistence, Void buffs applied to you, such as Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour is what we're getting in this build, have increased duration. So for Devour, feast on the energy of your defeated foes. Final Blows restore you to full health. Grant grenade energy and extend Devour. Now, if an Overshield is applied to you, you get to keep that longer. Same thing with Invisibility if you're rocking it out with a Hunter. Actually, I don't know if Invisibility is available on the Warlock or not, but we don't have room for it anyway. Echo of Remnants, your lingering grenade effects such as Vortex Grenade, Void Wall, Void Spike, and we're using Vortex, have increased duration. Same with Axiom Bullet. Honestly, now that I'm looking at this, this would be kind of fun in PvP. When people try to outrun the Axiom Grenade. I'm really starting to think about a PvP build after this. And there you have it, my Blink build. Stick around for a little bit of gameplay and the lore for Astrocyte verse. The Idiocosm contained within this helm transforms the wearer's head from flesh and or exoneurons to the pure raw stuff of thought. With Astrocyte verse, you will blink further and more frequently. Weapon readies quickly out of blink and radar remains up. Provides a moderate benefit to the airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons. Ghost, record this. Trial 1. I am now putting the Astrocyte verse on my ending. Beginning of all endings. Dying into infinite composite. All nothings begin there when. Fear is very small and it is every why, and it is not fear. It is a brutal spark, a nerve ending, straining under weight, multi-mirror iteration could not foresee, even though it is just that because there is no other. A causal's wickering away become jagged umami zeros. Awe yourself toward reddening shift. For we am. Ghost note. Key of E flat minor. Silence lasting 4.22 minutes. Good work, Ghost. Now let's go again. Trial 93. I am now putting the Astrocyte verse on my head. If you'd like to support this channel, liking and commenting on the videos tells YouTube to share these videos with others who may find them useful. If you'd like to provide monetary support to help keep this channel up and running, visit my locals and subscribe star communities.